used to end this?
Okay, they may know, rather. For example, they've seen how an effective collaboration between the Nigerian Armed Forces and that of the United States resulted into the elimination of one of the kingpins of the ISWAP jihadi group, something that we've not seen in a long time. Rather, it has always been the other way, where the ISWAP group lay ambushes and succeed in eliminating top-ranking commanders. So when the Americans came in, we saw what effective military solution can be. So since we started doing the so-called Operation Safe Corridor negotiations and rehabilitations and all of that, Boko Haram worsened over time to a point where Boko Haram members are now able to eliminate top-ranking officers of the rank of brigadier generals.
So Safe Corridor was not a good idea?
A terrible idea. And we said it from the beginning. You can't negotiate with terrorists on home soil. Terrorists are to be eliminated. The state must exert its might. And particularly when it comes to religiously motivated conflict like Boko Haram insurgency, I can tell you for free that anybody that's crossed the red line of radicalization and indoctrination enough to pick up arms against the state can never, ever repent. Not possible.
What about those who were coerced? Which was the argument for Operation Safe Corridor?
What I know about Boko Haram, nobody is coerced into Boko Haram. It's a matter of ideological indoctrination. Nobody coerces you into it. In fact, they don't even trust you.
There's a documentary on it. There's a documentary that talks about how there are people in communities in Borno and in Yobe where they will kidnap your family member, and then you have to do some supplies, help them drop things here and there. Not everyone is carrying a gun to shoot.
Exactly. So these are people that are under occupation of terrorists.
Well, they are occupied.
They are occupied. So I'm talking about those that willingly leave their homes, go into the forest, pick up arms. And let me tell you, it doesn't just start in a day. Abu Shekau, who became one of the most deadly terrorist kingpin in this country, started his terrorist activities from a mosque, a public mosque, not on the fringes of the society, mainstream, where he was preaching the things he later began to practice. So it starts from that point. And so I've already said that, look, the state must exert its mind, but something is preventing the state from doing so. Identity politics of religion and ethnicity. You see, you talk about Gumi, we talk about Gumi all the time. Gumi cannot deny the fact that he's a sympathizer of bandits and terrorists on the basis of ethnicity and religion. He can't deny it. Because even in his latest statement, in an attempt to dissociate himself from them, he ended up affirming that which we all believe when he said they should be negotiated with. And I've looked at the constitution of Nigeria. There's no part of the constitution where negotiations with a criminal, let alone a terrorist, essentially, there's no provision for it. There's no provision for amnesty before conviction in the constitution of Nigeria. So any governor, any individual advocating for this is committing a crime, is an accomplice, an accessory to crime.
What do you think has made it necessary for him to issue this disclaimer?
Because the Americans have started putting us, first they put us as, they have designated us as a country of a particular concern. And recently people have been circulating his videos to show the world that this man, some have even gone as far as saying he is part of them. I don't know why he's part of them, but one thing I know is for sure, he's a sympathizer by his statements and his conduct. And so the fear of the international community and the world superpower and policeman, the United States of America, is the beginning of wisdom. And so he doesn't want to be designated a person of particular concern. But I think the Nigerian state should take more than just a personal interest in Gumi. I said this because what Gumi has done is that he has provided a convenient alibi, a convenient excuse for the terrorists to continue to operate along the lines they have been doing by saying things like they are only protesting against their condition. They were denied access to schools, they were denied access to farmlands, their cattle were rustled, all sorts of issues. And all of these things are based on falsehood.
You don't think that these are people who are aggrieved as well?
All Nigerians are aggrieved. All of